Hello everyone, today's topic will be branches. So before going into the topic, let's see what its definition is. A branch can be defined as a set of statements or a sequence of statements executed when a given condition or a condition attached to it is true. So we have several kinds of branches. It's the basic if else, nested if, and etc. We'll look into every one of those one by one. So let me just explain what a branch is with an example. Like we'll see what the concept of branch is. Let us assume that there is a party going on, and we'll categorize the people into uh, three three groups. It is the party 1, the party 2, and rest others can be called as the party 3. Okay, so the party 1 will be the host, and they will be seated at the counter. So party 1 will be seated at the counter always, since they are the hosts. The party 2 will be a small group of people, and they can fit in a small table, so the party 2 will be seated in the small table. And the party 3 will be usually a large group of people. They'll be needing a large table, so they'll sit at the large table. Let's see how the if else algorithm works. If else is a branch, so let's see how it works. So uh, to start off with, the party 1, if the party is party 1, so if it is a party 1, it will be seated at the counter. So if has a condition, if of party 1, if party 1 is true, then it goes to the counter. Else if it's a party 2, it uses the small table. They'll be seated at the small table. So else if has a condition of party 2, and the last will be the else includes all the rest of the people. Like let us consider the small table will just fit 2 people, so more than 2 people will be considered as the large group, and they will be seated at the large table. That's how it works. uh, yeah, so we are explaining the three branches here. So the if simple if branch, it just has one condition, and if that condition is true, it executes the set of statements. The if else branch, it has two conditions as seen. The first branch includes the if, and the second one includes the else. If the condition given in if is true, then the set of statements are executed, or else it goes to else, because the if will go false, so it goes to else, and the statements in else will be executed. Let's look into the examples of these right here. This is the algorithm, like the flow chart. The algorithm starts here. The user is giving an input, so let us take the variable value will be 1. Let's say it's 1. So if it's 1, it goes to the if block. this whole thing is the if condition. When it goes to the if block, the value less than 0, that is 1 less than 0, it's not true, it's false. So it prints out the value as 1. If it's true, it goes here. If it's less than 0, it goes here. Then the value will be equal to value minus value, that will be 0, and it prints it. This is the IfElse branch. It starts here. Let's say it has two inputs. The user gives the input x and y, and let's take an example. Let the value of x be 2 and the y be 3. It goes to the if block. So right here, x greater than y. Is 2 greater than 3? It's false. So it goes to the false block, like the else block, and it prints out the maximum value to be y, that is 3, and the output will be equal to 3. Same happens with the if else, where there is multiple if else. Detecting equal value with branches. So usually an if statement executes a group of statements, which can be also called as the block. So group of statements is also called as the block, and if the condition given besides the if is true, then the block of statements are executed. Uh, the block of statements are given in the braces in the program usually. So let's go to one of the operators of branches. We usually have two kinds of operators. It's the relational operator and the logical operator. And equality is one operator that we need to be focusing on right now. So this operator usually tests if the left side of the operator and right side of the operator, its values are equal or not. So let's consider two variables a and b. So we are assuming that x is equal to 3. So here the value of a will be x and value of b will be 3. So the first condition, if x equal to 3. So the double equal to is actually comparing the values of a and b. So it compares that x is equal to 3. Yes, it is 3, so it is true, and it executes the block of statements, or it returns 3. For the x equal to 4, it'll definitely be false, because x is given as 3 and it is comparing as 4, so it'll definitely be false. So it will get out of the loop. Multi-branch if-else statements. So it's nothing but the extended if. So if is given one condition, and if it's true, it executes these statements. If it's false, it goes to else if. And if the conditions if in else if is true, it executes these statements. If it's false, then the statements in the else are executed. Detecting ranges with branches. It's just that so in a program, if if the values, like the given values lies in a given range, in a certain range. If the given value lies in a certain range, then the actions are performed. Like right here, if the age is less than 6, then there can be no teams, like there can be no teams formed. If the age is less than 8, they can be on the U8 team. If the age is less than 10, they can be on the U10 team, and so on. So here we are giving a range with the less than operator. The same happens right here. The user is giving an input as user age. Let us say that it's 15. So user is less than 16. Yes, it is less than 16. So he's too young. The insurance price will be equal to 0, and it goes out of the loop directly. Detecting ranges with relational operators. We just have 4 relational operators. It is the less than, greater than, less than equal to, and greater than equal to. Basically what happens here is a and b can be considered as 2 variables or operands. So it checks like how a and b are relatable to each other. So for the first one, a less than b, it is saying that a is less than b. If it's true, then the conditions will be executed, and if it's false, then the other conditions will be executed. Logical operators. Logical operators are nothing but the uh, Boolean operators. They are and, or, and not. So for the logical and executes when both of the operands are true, like both a and b will be true, then the block of statements are executed. For the or, only at least one of the operands is true. At least one, like either a can be true or b can be true, then the block of statements will be executed. Not operand is like the operand is false, uh, then the execution happens. And even if it's vice versa, then also the execution happens. Like if the operand is true, then it goes out of the loop, like the whole loop will be considered as false.